is the spiritual dream meaning of bathtubs? And what if that bathtub dream you had last night, what if it was trying to save your life?
Okay, let's just get right into it. We have to talk about someone who lived this symbol right to the very edge, Virginia Woolf. For years before she walked into that river, she used her bathtub as a tool for survival, a ritual. She would literally soak in steaming water just to hold herself together when the voices in her head got too loud, too cruel. We now know it as bipolar disorder, but for her, that bathtub, it wasn't just a piece of porcelain. It was her sanctuary and it was her battleground. You see, for her, water was everything. It was the element where she could feel it all and somehow survive it. I mean, think about it. This was a titan of literature, someone who completely changed the game, and yet she was suffering on a catastrophic level. That bath was where she went to endure the unbearable weight of just being alive. Until one day, she chose not to. Just look at this progression. You have this life of absolute genius. I mean, she's writing novels that change the world, all while fighting this immense internal battle. Then you have the ritual, this private act of survival, using contained water to cope. And then, the end, the choice to walk into the vast, uncontained water of a river. That is not an accident. That is a symbol, loud and clear. And here's what's so crucial, so important to get. Woolf understood this. She got the imagery of water on a cellular level. She lived it, she wrote it. And even with all that knowledge, she still couldn't decode the final, desperate message her own soul was sending. Listen to me, don't you make the same mistake. So when you dream of a bathtub, it's not a suggestion. It's time for an interrogation of your subconscious. You absolutely have to ask the right questions. First one, when did the dream happen? I mean, what was really going on in your life in the days leading up to it? Don't you dare dismiss this. Your context, it's everything. Next, the water itself. What was its state? Hot? Cold? Was it dirty? Or was it clear? Overflowing? Or maybe it was completely empty? These aren't just details, okay? This is data. None of it is random. And then, who was there? Were you alone in that tub, or was there someone else with you? This is a huge clue. It tells you if this whole thing is about your relationship with yourself or if it's about your relationships with other people. And finally, and this is the big one, how did you feel? Did you feel safe or were you afraid? Your feeling in that dream, that's the headline. That is the absolute core of the message. Okay, so the answers to all those questions, they lead us straight to this one critical distinction, the one that changes absolutely everything, and that is the difference between contained versus uncontained emotion. No, really, think about it. A river, an ocean, in a dream, that's emotion that is just out of your control. It's huge, it's overwhelming. But a bathtub, that's the complete opposite. A bathtub is emotion you are deliberately trying to manage, to process. It's contained, it's personal, it's the space you carve out, the room you create, just to deal with yourself. You know, the psychologist Carl Jung talked all about this. He called water the archetype of the unconscious, our emotional life. But, and this is the key, when that water is contained, like in a bath, the whole symbol becomes intensely personal. See, you don't just float in a bathtub dream, you sit in your own water. You are literally soaking in whatever it is you're carrying. You're the one who prepares it, and you're the one who has to get in.
So where does this all lead? What's the point? It's not just about processing emotions. It goes deeper. It's about permission. The permission to exist softly. In therapy, there's this concept called a schema of self-care. And a bathtub dream? It lights this thing up like a Christmas tree. Your schema is just your deep unconscious belief system. It's the part of you that decides if you actually deserve comfort, if you're even allowed to rest, if it's really truly safe for you to be vulnerable, even with yourself. So let's be absolutely clear. A bathtub dream is not about getting clean. It's a referendum. It's a vote on your fundamental right to be vulnerable, your right to be cared for, and most importantly, your ability to do it for yourself. And this brings us right back to where we started. That dream is a message, a dispatch sent from deep inside you, and it carries a final urgent warning. Virginia Woolf fought like hell for this kind of permission in her writing, but she lost the battle in her life. Your dream, the one you had, the one you're thinking about right now, it's giving you the chance she never fully had, the chance to just listen.
So you need to remember this. Your dream is not decoration. It's not some random brain firing. It is a dispatch. It comes from the deepest part of you, the part that knows exactly what you need. And it only shows up when your waking mind is too busy, too armored up, or frankly, just too damn afraid to listen. So, pay attention. This is not a drill. So, what is your soul trying to tell you?
Part 2. Look, your dream wasn't just a bathtub. The specifics, they are everything. They're a direct order from your subconscious about what you need to fix now. Let's get right into it. Because that's what we're talking about here. A bathtub dream isn't some gentle whisper, it's a scream. It's a completely unfiltered look at your inner world, laid out in the most private space imaginable. So really, the only question is, are you actually gonna listen? All right, first up, the water. Just the water itself. The state of that water is a direct reflection of your emotional volume right now. It is the clearest sign you are going to get about how much you can actually hold. So picture this. You're dreaming. The water is just rising and rising. It's spilling over the sides. It's flooding the floor. Maybe you're panicked, trying to stop it. Or maybe you're just numb, just standing there completely helpless, watching the damage spread everywhere. Here's the diagnosis, and it is blunt. Your subconscious isn't trying to be clever. It is screaming at you that you are in a state of overflow. You've taken on way too much. Other people's feelings, your own stuff you've buried, all the things you thought you could handle, well, you were wrong. You are past capacity, and the whole system is starting to break. And because of that, this requires immediate action, not tomorrow. I'm talking about now. I want you to get a piece of paper and list every single emotional weight you are carrying that is not yours. Then you draw a hard, dark line. You have to give it back. This is not a friendly suggestion. This is an emergency procedure. Now, what if there's no water or the water is just wrong? Okay, there are two kinds of lack going on here. An empty tub, that's you. That's pure depletion. You have given everything away until there is absolutely nothing left. But a tub full of ice-cold water? Oh, that's different. That is about betrayal. You went looking for comfort and you got a nasty shock instead. And the fix for each one is totally different. If the tub was empty, your job is to schedule one thing this week that actually fills you up, and you treat it like a life or death appointment. For the cold water, you have to name the person, the place, the thing that's the source of that coldness. And then you decide, today, are you going to adapt to freezing, or are you getting out of the water? Okay, so that's the water. Let's go a layer deeper. Let's talk about the vessel itself, the tub. The condition of the bathtub is a direct line to your relationship with yourself. We're talking about your self-worth or your shame. You know this dream. It's repulsive. The tub is just grimy, it's stained. Maybe the water in it is murky and gross. The very thought of getting inside of it makes your skin crawl. And you know what the most important detail is? Whether or not you got in anyway. Let's be crystal clear. This dream is not about guilt. It's about shame. Guilt says, I did a bad thing. Shame says, I am a bad thing. That filthy, disgusting tub, that's how your soul sees your own worth right now. And if you dreamed that you got in, it means on some level you've accepted it. You've normalized it. But then there's the complete opposite. A dream of this incredible, luxurious tub. Maybe it has gold fixtures, the light is soft, the whole vibe just feels like reverence, like a sacred space. This is a dream of permission. Your subconscious is showing you, literally showing you the level of care you desperately crave and that you 100% deserve, but that you've probably stopped believing you're even allowed to have. This isn't a fantasy, it's a blueprint. So you've got two clear paths here. If you dreamed of that dirty tub, you have to identify one thing, just one, that you tolerate for yourself that you would never ever let someone you love endure. If you dreamed of the luxurious one, your job is to choose one way to treat yourself with that same level of reverence, and then you do it. This isn't a treat, it's a practice. Okay, we've talked about the water, we've talked about the tub. Now let's talk about you. Where are you in the water? Who are you with? Are you in control? This is all about boundaries. So if you dream you're in the tub with someone else, don't overthink it. It's a direct comment on your emotional boundaries with that exact person. If it feels good, if it feels safe, you're navigating intimacy well. But if it feels invasive or just wrong, your subconscious is blaring an alarm.
So you have to ask yourself a hard question. Has this relationship worn down a line you used to hold sacred? Have you let someone into your most private emotional space who has absolutely no right to be there? Your answer is where the work begins.
Now this one is terrifying. Drowning. But not in an ocean, not in a lake, in a bathtub, in a place of sanctuary. This isn't about some crisis out there in the world. This is about a complete and total internal collapse. You are being overwhelmed by your own emotions in the one place you're supposed to be safe. A dream like this demands you break your silence. The prescription isn't to think about it or to journal. It is an action. Who are you going to call today and tell them what is really happening inside you? Because drowning in private is still drowning. The feeling here is just raw exposure. You're in your most vulnerable state and there are eyes on you. This dream taps into that primal fear of being truly seen. Not the version of you that you show the world, but your actual naked emotional self. And this dream forces the question, who are your safe people? Who can you be completely raw with? And if you can't immediately name someone, listen to me, that is not a personality trait. That is a wound that needs your immediate attention before it gets infected. Okay, finally, let's hit two last critical variations. We're talking about context and release. It's all about where you're processing your emotions and how or if you're letting them go. So if you dream of a bathtub in a really weird place, like your office or in the middle of a park, it means you're trying to process intensely private feelings in a totally public or inappropriate setting. But if you dream the tub is draining, that's about release. It might feel like a relief, it might feel like grief, but either way, your psyche is telling you something is over and it's time to let it go. Look, you need to understand something. These dreams aren't punishments. They're not just random noise. They are a profound act of self-care. Your subconscious worked all night long to create this incredibly specific, detailed picture just for you. It prepared this diagnosis for you. This message, this urgent call to action. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it? The water is ready. Step in.
Part 3. All right, you know what the dream is trying to tell you. So now, what are you going to do about it? Because let's just be brutally honest here. Understanding why you feel like you're drowning, it means absolutely nothing if you don't actually get out of the damn water. So you've had the insight, right? That was parts 1 and 2. But here's the thing, insight alone, it changes nothing. Your dream was a diagnosis, a message from the deepest, truest part of you. This is the prescription. It is time to act.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's kick things off with 2 specific practices designed to break that emotional loop before it even gets going. We're going to target both your mind and your body.
All right, first up, this is for the analytical woman. You know who you are. The one who lives in her head, who processes everything intellectually, who tries to think her way out of every problem. Yeah, there's a tool specifically for you. It's called the Morning Dream Audit. And listen, this is absolutely non-negotiable. I'm talking before your phone, before coffee. Get a physical notebook, not your phone, and keep it by your bed. The second you wake up, you write for 5 minutes. No stopping, no editing, just pure stream of consciousness. Jot down what you saw, what you felt, and the very first word that comes to mind for the water. That's it. Simple.
And here's why this is so critical. You're not just, journaling about your feelings. You are performing a preventative strike. Think of it like this. You're intercepting that emotional residue from the dream before it has a chance to hijack your mood and run your entire day.
Okay, now what if you're not the live-in-your-head type? What about the woman who needs to feel it to really know it? The one who learns through her body, through somatic experience? Well, there's a completely different approach for you.
It's called the intentional bath ritual. And let's be clear, this is not a spa day. This isn't about bubbles and relaxation. This is serious psychological work. As you draw an actual bath, you give that water a name. Maybe it's shame, maybe it's neglect or loneliness. You name it. Then you get in and you soak in it, in silence. And as that water drains, you state out loud exactly what you are releasing.
And if this sounds a little woo to you, get this. It's not. It's neuroscience.
Your nervous system literally cannot tell the difference between a vivid, intentional ritual and a real-world event. You're using your body to communicate directly with your brain, to reprogram those deep-seated emotional associations at a fundamental level.
All right, let's move on. The next set of tools, these are all about taking back control. We're talking about your internal, emotional space and the stories you've been telling yourself.
Okay, this one is for the woman who keeps giving and giving until she breaks. The one who carries the weight of everyone else. The one whose own needs are always at the bottom of the list. This is the boundary inventory. It's so simple, just 3 columns. First, what weight are you actually carrying? Be brutally honest. Second, who does it really belong to? Name the person, name the situation. And third, what is one single, concrete, immediate action you're going to take about it? Because trust me, an overflowing bathtub in a dream is almost always about broken boundaries.
And make no mistake about this. This isn't just a helpful tip, it's an emergency measure. The bathtub in your dream is already overflowing. Your subconscious is screaming at you that the dam is burst. The time for gentle reminders? That was yesterday. That time is over.
Okay, next up. This is for the spiritually oriented woman, the woman who works with powerful mental imagery, who knows deep down that our internal landscape absolutely shapes our external reality. We call this visualization re-entry. You literally go back into the dream space in your mind. But this time, you are in charge. You're the director. So was the water cold? You make it warm. Feel the shift. Was it dirty and murky? You drain it, scrub the tub clean, and refill it with crystal clear water. Were you drowning? No. You find your footing. You stand up. You are actively rehearsing a new emotional reality and taking back your power. All right, let's switch gears. For those of you who aren't into imagery or rituals, but you need hard, cold data to believe something, let's use your dream as a powerful diagnostic tool for your actual waking life. This next one, it's a practical relational tool, and it's designed to cut through all the BS, all the stories we tell ourselves about our relationships, and just get to the cold, hard truth.
It's a question. That's it. It's the relationship water temperature check, and it forces you to ask yourself one devastatingly simple question. Are you ready? Which relationship am I staying in because leaving feels more terrifying than drowning slowly? Just let that one sink in for a minute.
And finally, this is for the woman who needs data to believe, the one who trusts patterns more than a single gut feeling, the woman who needs to see the proof laid out right there in black and white.
It's the 30-day dream tracker. It's simple. Get a calendar. For 1 month, you mark every single water dream you have. You note the type of water. Was it a bath, an ocean, a flood? You note its condition, clear, murky, cold. And you note your emotion right when you woke up. After 30 days, you step back and you analyze the pattern. Because look, a consistent pattern of dark, murky, scary water dreams, that's not random. That is a data report from your subconscious telling you something is deeply wrong.
So that's it. Here's your mandate. Your dream wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't a casual thought. It was a summons, a direct command. And this is the moment you decide how you're going to reply. You have the tools now. So step into the water.
Change the temperature. Drain what needs to go.
Fill what is empty. Do it now. Look, the part of you that believes you can be saved just sent you a message, an SOS. The only question left is, will you answer it?